Lions TV. This is the Den Daily, bringing you all the latest gossip, views and transfer news from in and around the Den. The one day that I couldn't film yesterday in a long time, that's why Kenny did the post-match analysis, and that went down really well for a lot of you, and that's something I might look at doing a little bit more going forward. Yeah, not just that, shitloads happened. I knew it would happen. Sunday, there's never really any transfer news, and it all started flooding in. So today, and going forward this week, I am playing catch up. I'm not going to be covering Daniel Kelly in this video. The news was broken yesterday that he will be hopefully completing his medical on Tuesday in London. So I'll leave that one for tomorrow. And today we're going to talk about Josh Coburn, the 6'3", 21-year-old striker, Middlesboro, born and bred, is a target for Neil Harris. It was confirmed by Richard Cowley a couple of weeks ago. And I don't know why I didn't cover it at the time. I think something else might have popped up and it was a bit more relevant and a bit more, right at that time. So I covered that and I left the Coburn one alone. He's not getting in at Middlesbrough. Okay, first and foremost, people saying, he's injury prone and he's shit. I've watched him the other night on the back of us potentially being interested, and he played really well in their EFL Cup match against Leeds. They won the game by 3-0, and he scored one goal, and he could have scored others, but not just that. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful. He was dropping deep, linking the play, and then making a direct run for the box and trying to join in. I say he scored a goal as well, which he finished well, and he hit another one into the side netting, and he looks like a really good player. And then yesterday, as I was saying earlier, the one day I couldn't film, that sort of came through as well as the Daniel Kelly stuff. So, as I said, today I'm playing catch up and we're going to talk about Josh Coburn. Touching on the injury stuff, I've dipped into it a little bit, and for those saying he's injury prone, from what I can find online, he's not injury prone, it's one niggling injury. Reports of it being a hernia / his groin. It could be, one report said hernia, one report said groin, and that can obviously be tied in to pretty much the same thing. So that was what it was, and it kept coming back, and he had to have a little bit of an operation on it. But for me now, it seems like that's been fully cleared up, and he looks like he's ready and raring to go. He was interviewed after the game against Leeds, so let's take it back. Opening day of the season, when they beat Swansea 1-0 at the Riverside, he didn't come on until the 86th minutes. He was used as a substitute, and then he's obviously started at Leeds, and I watched his interview with Sky. He was part of a two-man interview with another player who got man of the match, the guy that scored the first goal. And they asked him about it, there's speculation around you maybe moving away from Middlesbrough, etc. And from what I gathered, reading between the lines, what I took from it myself watching it, is that it looks like it's going to be happening. He said, well, look, I'm Middlesbrough born and bred, and every time I pull on that shirt, I'll do my best for the club. But if I'm not wanted here, then I could move on. But I'll just keep showing the gaffer what I can do until that time does come, if it does come. So for me, it definitely seems like he will be leaving the club, and I really hope that we do sign him. And then fast forward to their most recent game, which was this Saturday. Again, he was on the bench and he didn't come on until the 90th +3 or something minute in their defeat against Derby at Pride Park. It's not called that anymore, but I'll always call it Pride Park. Good job I'm not still calling it the baseball ground. Of course, that was their ground back in the day. If you know what I'm talking about, if you're old enough, then you know. So he's not got a sniff again. Part of that reason was, and I read into this article, is quite in depth, that they signed Tommy Conway from Bristol City. He's only a year older than Coburn, but they've been after him for a long time, and it's took a big effort from their recruitment team to get him to the club. And he came on off the bench as a substitute before Coburn got thrown on late on, and their argument was in this article, he's definitely down the pecking order because Conway's a man they've been after for a long time, like I've said. But not only that, he got frozen out of Bristol City because he didn't want to play for him, and he'd hardly had any game time at all in pre-season. He was playing in their 21s, I think, Bristol City, before he got thrown on the weekend in front of Coburn. So they've paid a lot of money for this guy, and he's only a year older than Coburn, like I said. So it definitely looks like Coburn could be heading for the exit door. He's a goal-scoring centre-forward, but again, in one of those articles, he said he brings a lot more to the game than that. And I saw that firsthand when he played really well. Yes, they was absolutely slaughtering Leeds, and Leeds were all over the place. But you can only beat what's put in front of you. He looked like a really big, strong, direct. He was threat from the corners as well. He got a good flick on, I think, in the first half, and someone nearly connected to open the scoring. They didn't on that occasion. As I said, they went on to win 3-0. It probably could have been 5 or 6 in truth. So for me, look, if you look at his record and we'll look at his Wikipedia page, I know Wikipedia isn't always spot on, but the numbers really speak for himself. So as I've already said, he's 6'3" and only 21 years old. It will be another brilliant young addition to our squad, in my opinion. And since turning pro for Middlesbrough in 2021, he scored 10 goals in 42 games, and he had a season out on loan at Bristol Rovers in the 2022-23 season, where again he scored 10 goals in 35 appearances. But look, the numbers are there. I know Wikipedia, as I've said, isn't always spot on, but for me, that's good enough. If that's there or thereabouts, and I'm very excited that he could be coming to the den. Again, people saying Millwall panic buying, why have we got 2 keepers on the bench? I think that shows that we're not panic buying. And we're going a different route this time. As I said the other day with, Romain Essie, Daniel Kelly, Adamo Amaku, Alfie Massey, and now hopefully Josh Coburn to add to that list, along with Danny McNamara's 25 years old. I think Billy Mitchell, Zian Fleming's only 26, Tanganga's only young as well, as is our goalkeeper. So we're building a very good young side, and we're building for the future. So that's why I urge you again to be patient. You've seen yesterday, I'm veering off a little bit, but Sheffield Wednesday spanked Plymouth 4-0 on the opening day, and yesterday they got spanked 4-0 by Sunderland. They was 3-0 down at half time. So yeah, let's stay patient. It's the best league in the world, in my opinion, and I'm not just saying that because my team's in it. Anyone can beat anyone, and we see that happen regularly last season and already this season. So if you haven't watched Kenny's post-match, I'll link it in at the end. Go and watch that from yesterday because he makes some very valid points on it. We've got Tanganga back this weekend, so as much as I love Hutch and Coop, they're going to have to start being separated now. They've done an outstanding job for the club and have been, as I said, of paramount importance towards our promotion and our survival for as long as they have. But along with Murray Wallace, and Bart now, they're aging and they can't go on forever. So Tanganga's coming back brilliant, and if we can get Josh Coburn through the door before the weekend, that will be absolutely amazing in my book. What will he cost? I don't know. I definitely think his stock would have risen after his performance against Leeds, but he wants first team football and he could be heading to SE16. I'll let you know more on it as it happens, hopefully. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.